that is our mixture between hail and snow. Let's just see if I can turn around. I'm not going to... After 3, 1, 2, 3. Bloody hell. And that, sadly, is the direction I need to go. Down there. So, chat to you later, guys and girls. Hey! Dreaming of the outdoors. Gotta love it. Hello. Oh, let's get this right. Hello. Off on a little bit of an adventure today. Just taking a walk because we're allowed to now that we have that freedom to do so in Wales. So one of the first chances I get to do it, I do. And I'm going to go up to one of my favourite places, which is called Brecon Beacons. I think that's the correct pronunciation. All of you Welsh people, please don't shout at me. Park the car there, over the stream. I'm going to go up the ridge, pretty much straight up, hang left, straight the way down to the bottom of the ridge, and see what happens with regards to a campsite. And you can just see the furry friend there in the bottom corner. That's the microphone. So, see you later. Just going to stop here and just do a slow pan to the left. Up where those trees are, there's the remains of a Roman fort, and somewhere along here, the road, well, sort of parallels the ridge line, is a Roman road that would connect a place called Istrafelt with Brecon. So we're sort of halfway between the two, in between a couple of valleys. Nice views if we've got them. Weather's been a little bit dodgy today. We've had fantastic blue sky like that, and we've also had some horrendous hailstones, which I'll intersperse in a bit. Anyway, big hill awaits, and I'm going to be out of breath by the time I get up there. I'm concerned about the weather coming in, and there we go. So I'm walking away from that up onto this ridge line. Typical weather in Wales, typical weather in the UK. Actually, that's not hailstone, that is actual snow. So it might be a chilly night depending on where I decide to camp. See the sun behind me, and that was that snow squall gone, just completely in and just gone. Absolutely amazing. So basically that's the ridge line. That's where we're going to walk to, and then we're going to go that way along the top of it. Whoops a daisy. I'm sure I could get a compass out and tell you whether it's north, south, east or west. I know the Brecons like this place like the back of my hand, so although I have a map, 2 maps in the rucksack and an electronic map on the phone, I don't really use them as much as I possibly should. Pretty much know where I'm going, where I am. So yeah, I'm going to leave you while I huff and puff myself up. Just going to do a 360, show you the views. And there we go. Give me a bit of a breather as well. So, should be able to hear me. With the wind. Got a windsock on the road mic. Just coming up to the ridgeline right ahead. Probably can't see it perfectly honest. Let's see if we can zoom in a touch. No, I still can't see. Just see the cairn of stone, top centre. I like to get to the top of the blue sky. That's my first real break. Absolutely gorgeous clinging out here. Although although there is cloud weather conditions coming in. So it'll be an interesting camp tonight. One of the best things for me about coming to the Brecons, and certainly to the more remoter parts of the Brecons, is the fact that there's nobody here. Stopping because I'm going into the wind and the gimbal is having a little bit of trouble. So yeah, nobody here. That sense of solitude, openness, space, that sense of you against the elements, that mental resilience. And to be honest, when I get to the top of places like that, it's nice just to sit down, have a look back, see where you've come, how far you've got. And that's a little bit like a metaphor for life for me. You always look back. Where have you been? What have you done? Could you have done anything better? Could you have started anything? Could you have stopped anything? And then you look forward to the rest of the path, the rest of your life, and you make those same decisions on whether or not you need to start doing something, stop doing something, or keep on doing the same thing. And that's very hard to do for me personally when I'm at home in the office with all of the clutter of the 21st century surrounding me. He says, holding a gimbal, a microphone and a mobile phone on video as well. So yeah, bit of a dichotomy there, but it's just a gorgeous place to be right up here right now, especially in this weather. Let's crack on. Gorgeous, gorgeous views. Just going to see if I can pan around there. Okay, centre shot. That's Cone D, right in the distance there. And then behind that you've got Pennyvan. I can't take a shot behind me due to the wind. It's a little bit dodgy and the gimbal's really struggling with the wind anyway. So I'm going up that little gentle rise there, down, and the weather looks a little bit dodgy over towards the left there, but fingers crossed this could be a fantastic sunrise to get. Let's just see if I can risk it. There we go. So that's straight into the wind now. So dark. Some secular highlights coming out there. There we go. Just adjust the focus, the exposure, sorry. Come round again. Thank you very much, Google. And there we go. So about 5 o'clock now. Looking forward to getting down and pitching the tent in a little bit more of a lowland area. See you soon. And that is our mixture between hail and snow. Let's just see if I can turn around. I'm not going to. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Bloody hell. And that, sadly, is the direction I need to go. Down there. So, chat to you later, guys and girls. Hey! Dreaming of the outdoors. Gotta love it. Slight change of plan. The place where I did intend to pitch up, too exposed with the weather conditions. So that's where I've just walked down, and I've just come down a little bit of a dip just to be able to do a bit of video. But I need to walk that way into the weather, otherwise I'm going further and further away from the car for the walk back tomorrow morning, and it's about 6 miles so far, so I prefer not to do that. There's a couple of spots that could be suitable, but it really depends on the weather. If not, it's about a 6 mile walk back to the car, into the teeth of the weather, and at night. Strangely enough though, we're on a Roman road. You see that? That's a Roman road, so dead easy to follow now, to be perfectly honest. I can't get lost, I just follow the road. And we'll see where we end up. Talk to you later. Wow. Well, the weather's stopped. So that's the road that I've been walking up. As you can see, by a stream. There again. Oh, and that, by the way, is the Roman road. And I'm on a nice little area that I'm going to pitch the tent up tonight. A little bit more sheltered than being up where my original place was, so really pleased about that. More than likely going to be kept awake by the sound of running water, but hey ho, barely any wind at the minute, that's good. Let me just show you what this place looks like. So that's the ridge line that I walked along, right the way along, and that's where I've walked up. And let me just come over here, and that's the flat piece of ground that I'm going to pitch my tent, right next to the stream, so plenty of running water, lots of hot brews later on today. The MSR Hubba Hubba NX2, so should fit in there quite nicely. So let's see how it works. See you later. one. Hopefully that'll stay up. Time to get the kit inside. Well, there you go, MSR, all set up. Bit of a pain, to be perfectly honest, but I think that's the first time I've set it up in even remotely windy weather. But plenty of space, quite happy with it. So what are we rocking today? We have got an MSR Hubba Hubba 2 tent. We have an Alpkit Pipe Dream 400 sleeping bag, so that should be good. And we've got a Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite to sleep on. And I've got my book, a little bit damp, To Kill a Man by Sam Bourne. And looks pretty good. And I've got an audio book, that kind of thing. I've got, courtesy of, oops, sorry, that's my knee. I've taken my walking trousers off. I've got vegan jalfrezi, had to remind myself of that for dinner. And that's courtesy of the guys at the Fell Store. Thank you very much. Give you a shout out for that. And that's me bedded down for the night. Sunset has just about happened now, so it'll start to get dark. You can probably hear all of the water raging past. And I'm parked up right next to a Roman road. Let me just get rid of one of those knees. What is it? Oh, it wasn't a knee, it was my finger. Yeah, parked up right next to a Roman road, so dead easy to get back to the car tomorrow morning. And the weather doesn't look too bad, considering I've had hailstone, snow, fantastic sunshine, 30-40 mile an hour winds. Yeah, quite good. That's the outside of the tent, and that's where the wind seems to be coming from most. So I'll keep an eye on that tonight, depending on what sleep I get. Yeah, cool. See you later. Okay, for dinner tonight on the menu is smooth peanut butter with, where you go, you can just see oat digestive biscuit. Shout out to Abby Barnes, I know how much you love an oat biscuit. It's followed by a cereal bar, perhaps for pudding. Main course is almond jalfrezi, which is from Tent Meals. That's a vegan meal, 800 calories, and it weighs just 178 grams. So just add boiling water to that and leave it to do its stuff. So looking forward to that, and get back to you later. Bye. So what I've done is empty the Tent Meals into that Mylar pouch, and I then put the water into the Mylar pouch, so I don't need to mess my pans up, that kind of thing. And don't worry, I will be cooking outdoors, not inside the tent vestibule, guys, girls. Now these Mylar pouches are apparently reusable, so it's the first time I've tried this. You can get them on Amazon, although these happen to be out of stock. You can get other ones as well. All about saving the environment. Strange as that might sound coming from me. Anyway, get back to you when it's hopefully cooked. See you later. Good morning, and just let's have a quick peek outside. Absolutely fabulous day. Loving it. Let's get that a bit wider. There we go. The Tyvek sheet worked really well. You can see it's a little bit of damp underneath, but the inside of the tent is fab. no condensation that I can see at all on the inside of the cover. Let me just check here. Yeah, that's on the outside. So yeah, really good. Let's just take that down. Shame they didn't put a hook in. Oh, never mind. Let me just move that bag over a little bit. So, this Hubba Hubba NX2 is a two-person tent. So what two people would normally do would sleep top and tail, which means that somebody's feet would be up here and somebody's head would be down here, and the other person's head would be over there and their feet would be over there. However, MSR, point to note, both of these doors open in exactly the same way. So the way I'm orientated means that I wake up, I reach up, open the door, and I'm out. However, if I turn round and I'm up here, just close that door again, it's not quite as simple for me to get out. It just seems a little bit more awkward. It would be much easier if the doors were alternate. But there we go. Two good pockets at either end, because my head's been up this end. That's where most of my important stuff has been. So my glasses are in there. That end is just where I put some elastic bands and other bits and pieces. And the rest of it is a bit messy, to be perfectly honest. Having just sort of woke up. Boot, cook kit on that side. And you can just see the rucksack waterproofs on that side. They were soaking last night, obviously after the rain, the sleet, the snow and the hailstone. And that's the tent bending in. Gusting last night, probably around about 30 miles an hour. But yeah, it was all good. So gusting last night would have been about 30 miles an hour. It wasn't too bad, to be perfectly honest. The poles there and up there were absolutely fine. I think I should have, well, I didn't have space, so I couldn't. If I'm going to pitch up in a bit more extreme weather again, I'd obviously have to put the ends into the wind, and that would be a little bit more stable. But to be perfectly honest, 35 miles an hour, big gusts, absolutely fine, no problem at all. Slept like a dream, give or take. It is a very, very slippery floor. What I've done in my other tent is put little bits of silicone down on it just to stop me sleeping. I didn't really want to put them on the mat, but that might be a better option to put them on the mat. So yeah, all's good. I'm going to go up, go for a shovel recce, and for those that don't know that, it's a number 2, so I'll have to get the number 2 kit out, dig a hole, and because we are so close to water here, sorry, I just sort of keep hearing the birds and the animals moving around outside. Because I'm so close to water here, what I will have to do is walk about 200 metres, give or take, and dig the hole. And if I can't find a suitable place, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that's what poo bags are for. You can't leave it lying around, and you shouldn't do anything like that close to a water supply, certainly not with animal and livestock on the ground. Not one of those pleasant subjects, but something that does need to be talked about when you're looking at leave no trace. You cannot go around doing a number 2 wherever you want. So yeah, talk to you later. Hello, me again. So a little bit about the Alpkit Pipe Dream 400. Lovely, lovely sleeping bag, very light, down, ethically sourced. As you can see there, bit of a two-tone colour. That's the outside, that's the inside, and what I'm doing is just turning the bag inside out just to give it a little bit of an air. First time I used it last night, and yeah, really kept me warm. Little bit disappointed in the length. I'm 5'9". This sleeping bag, it's not, this is a standard size sleeping bag. It really needs, there's my fantastic legs in my long johns there that I sleep in. It really needs to be a little bit longer, about 2 or 3 inches longer to be comfortable for a 6 foot person. Sorry, I said 5'9", I'm 5'11". Yeah, so a couple of inches longer for a 6 foot person. So I'm going to have a chat with Alpkit about returning it. If not, I'll buy another one. I definitely like these bags. I'll buy another one and put this one aside for when I have people who I'm taking on my Great Outdoors adventures who are possibly maybe 5'8" and below. That would be a perfect sleeping bag. It's lovely, lightweight, etc. One of the things I did last night is I put one of these little hand warmers inside the sleeping bag, and that's still really quite warm now. Really good tip. I actually bring quite a lot of these with me anyway, and it worked really well. It just warms the sleeping bag up, which it didn't get down any to minus numbers. It possibly got down to about 0 or 1 degree, I think it was, looking at the forecast, and that was all right. Let me just introduce you to one of my tent mates. There we go. That's on the fly sheet, so let's just cover you up. Are we going to focus back on? There we go. Anyway, he's on the outside, or she's on the outside, no idea. So yeah, talk to you later. So this is the next morning. Look at that sunshine go over there. If I was up on the ridge, I'd have a fantastic sunrise. Won't be long before it's beating down on me, mind. I just want to show you something from last night. See those? They're ice crystals from the wind. So it did obviously get down to -1, -2, possibly with the wind chill. This was the side that had most wind. As you can see, there's the sides there pushing in. But hung up well. And there you go, bits of snow. So not really one of those, you know, YouTube, I stayed out in -millions, 0 degrees and I'm still alive kind of thing. You sort of expect that when you're in the mountains like this and you've got the wind. Really impressed from MSR that there is no condensation that I can see inside, especially considering the weather conditions. There you can see that pole bending in, but everything's fine on it. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. So, yeah, I did keep the vents open, as you can see there, just to try and get the condensation out. Didn't make me too cold inside with the sleeping bag, and it was all good. So, talk to you later. You can just see the tent way over in the distance there. So, found a spot. It's my little shovel. Let's just go through this kit. So, I keep it in a plastic bag, because you can't have enough poo bags when you're doing this kind of stuff. It's perfectly clean, I do clean it. Now, you, excuse me, you dig a hole. Now that first piece, I'm just going to put that to one side, or the first couple of pieces I'm going to put to one side, because after I've done my business in this little area, what I'm going to do is then fill it in so it looks like nobody's been there. So I'm going to put those to one side, and I'll bring you back once I've done all of that, and then we'll show you the hole. So there's the hole. I'll just bring you in a little bit closer, and it's as deep the shovel part is. That's the bit that I'm going to put over it when I've finished. That's the spoil, and that's where my number 2 is. Now, I'm obviously not going to show you doing a number 2, but suffice to say there is a technique to doing that, making sure that you get it in the hole. 1 foot on this side, 1 foot on that side, you squat down and away you go. So 1 foot on that side, 1 foot on that side, and then you squat over it. So let me see if I can do something with the video, just to give you an explanation of that. It's all being covered up. Now, unless you're using biodegradable toilet paper, you bag the toilet paper and you carry it out with you. You don't leave, pardon the French, shit lying around. Leave no trace literally does mean leave no trace. So, still a glorious sunshine couldn't come up there any minute now. Hitting the trees, hitting the woods, hitting the hills. God, it's good to be alive, isn't it? Dreaming of the great outdoors. I love this shit. Yeah, it must be with the wind chill. -3, -4. But how can you not love that kind of view? Absolutely stunning. So when I say dreaming of the great outdoors, when you're at -3 with the wind, you've just done a number 2 shovel recce, and you've still got a smile on your face. You know you love it. You know you absolutely love it. And I do. How can you not love the solitude, the openness, the sense of you, nobody else, and there's nobody else for miles. A couple of farmhouses that way. But that's it. Good night's sleep, get some breakfast, a cup of tea, pack up, and where are we? Up that road, and we're back there. So, talk to you later when I'm back in the tent. Oh God, look at that. That view is stunning. And that's where I pitched. And if I stay here long enough, and he looks at the sun, possibly half an hour, I'm going to get a fantastic sunrise peeking over there, straight into my tent there. For those who are interested, these are my waterproofs. Just getting a bit of dry out in the wind. They were Rab Kinetic Alpines, which is the jacket that I've got on as well. Absolutely fine, kept me nice and dry, even in that crappy weather. Still got the ice crystals on the top of the tent. What I'm going to do next is just wipe the dirt, and it is only dirt, ladies and gents, off my trowel, my trusty trowel. It's been battered. And then get breakfast on. So I'll bring you back when this is clean, because I'm going to have to get my hands absolutely freezing cold in this water. Talk to you later. So that's the trowel cleaned, stashed away in another plastic bag. Always carry dog poo bags. And the other thing that all of us leave no trace campers will do, let me just take it out. I'm just taking it out of this plastic bag, but I don't want it to blow in the wind, so it's going in my pocket. Not sponsored by Carex, but if you want to send me a free bottle of hand gel, won't say no. Strawberry flavoured. Can't beat a bit of nice perfume. That's the gel that I use to clean my hands after a number 2. Always carried stuff like this. Either that or wet wipes, stuff like that, because getting your hands lathered up in soap is bloody freezing. So that's what I'm going to do now. And again, you really don't need to see me using hand gel. 12 months into a global pandemic, I'm sure you all know how to do it. Get my backside in. Don't know whether you can see my face. Let's get a mat. Sleeping bag over. Right. some cooking. Let's see what this is going to look like on video. MSR Pocket Rocket 2. And what I'm going to do is make me brew first. See to some mug. These are decaf tea bags. There we go. One of those. Put that well away. What's that one? Flames Creed Titanium 750ml. Platypus with water. And let's have another look. What have we got for breakfast? Trusty rations. Another Mylar bag with my breakfast in. And I've got something in there. A fruit and nut bar and another cereal bar. So before I put that to one side. So this is a tent meals. And this is blueberry burst breakfast, and what I do is empty this into this and cover it with about 300 mils of boiling water. So that's what we need to do now. We need to get into this. It was very hard last time. So out with the trusty penknife. Slice it. Keep the rubbish, always think knife safety, so cover it up, chuck it back in, and I pour it all into there. That should be a really full bag of porridge when I come back to it. Keep the rubbish. Right, now this is going to be a bit awkward. So, where are we? 200 mils is there. Try and get it level, give or take. Add a bit of good luck. So this is the breakfast. One of the things, I don't know how you ladies with long hair actually do camping. But it's an absolute pain in the backside for us blokes. Oh, turn that off. There we go. Nice and high. Put that on. Back to that in a bit. There's my spoon, freshly cleaned from yesterday. A bit of damp. Really nice about the tent, no condensation that I can see at all. Turn that right the way up. This isn't a test to see how high it'll go or how fast it'll do. I'm really quite happy with the Pocket Rocket. Most stoves will boil water 2.5 minutes, give or take. I think Paul Mesner, or Messner, not quite sure how you pronounce your name, Paul, did a video showing boil speeds of a couple of stoves, which one of them was really quite fast. And I think it's because it had the fins around the bottom of the cam, around the bottom of the pot, which obviously transfer the heat a little bit more efficiently. So we're boiling away for the first brew. Sorry, for the first breakfast pot. Let's just, there we go, turn it up just a touch. There we go, upside down. Plenty of space. It smells delicious, by the way. Now, I remember, bloody hell, from last night, these pouches kept the food really, really warm a long time. So I think it was just over 200 mils, possibly 250 mil. And with it being porridge, it's probably going to take a while to sort of get together and soak. That's another vegan meal. Is it vegan or vegetarian? To be honest, I'm not a plant-based diet person, so I'm not really up with the difference as I should be. But we'll leave that up against there. We'll put a little bit more water in. That's all the water I've actually got with me and brought, but one of the videos I will show you later, one of the clips I'll show you later, is the water filter that I use. Come on, thank you. Woo. Still all there. This is for my tea. Wipe the grass off. But to be perfectly honest, if you've got tea with pieces of grass in, at least you know you've been camping. Oh, pulling myself up a bit, you don't want to see my legs. Oh, that sun is just starting to poke out behind me. Any minute now, excuse me, I'm just being covered in a fantastic gold glow. Trying to get comfy sometimes in tents. So I don't prep stuff for shots, apart from putting that. And that's the camera thing there. Oh yeah, that is stunning. What I'm going to do, pick the camera up, just turn you around. You'll be able to hear the cooker going away, but that is an absolutely stunning sunrise over that mountain there. Absolutely superb. Oh, straight into my eyes with that sun. Brew on the go. Breakfast on the go. And as another YouTuber, Paul Mesner, again says, life doesn't get any better than this. Absolutely not. So I'm going to shock you all with how weak I like my tea. And I'm going to drink a lot of tea this morning. So yes, I know I've got a little small cup there. Let's just turn that down. What I'm going to do is just clean the cup out. There we go. Swill my tea bag in there. And that's how I like my tea. There's my rubbish bag. Everything goes in there. Yes, I think these were from the Fell store. I really can't remember off the top of my head. But great guys, I got 2 free meals off them, or 2. Thank you very much for shopping with those meals. The jalfrezi last night was nice. Needed some salt, to be perfectly honest, so I don't normally carry spare salt and stuff like that when I camp doing this. So I think if I use those again, that's something that I'll have to think about. Let's put that down. Give that a cool. I only do that to cool it down so it doesn't start interfering with the tent. Yeah, and it was nice. I think the amount of liquid that needs to go in is really, really, really carefully measured. So mine was a little bit too watery. Didn't stop me eating it, being a fat beggar. So let's have a look and see how we're doing with the blueberry burst porridge. This is definitely, yeah, got the water spot on this time. So those tent meals, I'd go for the lower end of whatever it suggests putting in water-wise. But the Mylar bags, to be perfectly honest, these reusable ones, absolutely fab. And they're only going to save you a gram, couple of grams, if you're into that weight thing. That is still toasty, roasty hot. Yeah, very hot. Couldn't eat it. Steamy glasses, sun in your face, loving it. Instead of dreaming of the great outdoors, let's just get out to the outdoors. So I'm going to finish so I can have my breakfast in peace. It's not about you watching me eat, it's about me enjoying it as well. See you later. You can hear me, that's my spare battery. Plastic bag, charging cables, also goes into a dry bag. And my car keys as well. Goes into the top part. Where I'm also going to put my rubbish. A bit more rubbish in there. And one of the Mylar bags. I think the other one's already away. Penknife, torch goes in there as well. Sleeping bag. Right. Let's just turn that inside out. Got a little bit damp yesterday. What I should have done this morning with the sun is just dried that out. Well, that's okay. I have a microfiber cloth just to get rid of some of the odd bits that are still there. It's just the top. Sleeping bag goes into the dry bag. It goes into the rucksack, trusty Osprey. Make this a bit easier. And that round bag inside another dry bag. Gets pushed all the way down. This is my sleeping kit, so it's my dry clothes, pillow, sleeping mat, and if it's going to be very cold I will also put a bivvy bag in there, an Alpkit bivvy bag, and also a Sea to Summit thermoreactor liner. Maybe I should have brought that last night, although it was warm. Goes to one side. That hat, scarf and gloves, another spare hat, scarf and gloves. They go straight in. My ditty bag, possibles bag, washing kit, toothpaste, that kind of thing, headphones, blah blah blah. That goes in. My down jacket. That goes in. What do we have left? Some food that strangely I didn't eat. That can go in. 2 water bottles that we're going to fill up in a bit. Tent peg. Just put that on the outside. Poo bags and stuff like that, water filters all in there, and that's where my maps are. Spare cord and a pair of gloves goes in there. That's the rubbish gash that I've got, so that can go in there as well. Leave that. And inside the green bag we have more dry bags. So I've got a dry bag to put the tent outer in. I've got a dry bag for the poles, a dry bag for the pegs, a dry bag for the inner, and for some reason I've got a spare dry bag. Woohoo! Lucky me! And some toilet paper still there. Put that in there. More pegs. So let's put all of this to one side. First time I've taken this tent down, so that's going to be an interesting job. campsite. That's where I walked in that horrendous weather yesterday. And along that ridge was where I started. And this is the Roman road that we're now going to cross. Not quite sure why the Romans built a road smack in the middle of a couple of streams, because there's quite a few of them along this path. But we follow this road till we get to a metalled road, and basically that's it. We follow the metal road back to the car park. So one of the things I like to do when I'm out wild camping, walking, is always make sure I have an exit route. It's dead easy to follow in case things go wrong, i.e. if I turn north go down and just keep going north. I've always got a compass on me. I'll hit a road, I turn left or I turn right, etc. So it sort of eases that navigation problem. Always have an escape route planned. And my escape route for this walk is basically when I'm on the ridge, I turn left, hit the Roman road, turn left again. Or if I turn right, I'll hit the reservoir, turn right again, and I'm safe. So let's cross this stream. And this very rubbly road. And thankfully the wind's died down a bit, so I can have a bit of a chat. To me, there's nothing like spending 2 nights, 3 nights, however many nights in a tent, fending for yourself. And in my head, it is about being for yourself, because I enjoy the solitude of doing this. It puts my head in the right place. It puts my life into perspective. You may have noticed also that I don't take the tins of beer, or the port, or the whiskey, or the frying pan and the steak. I do this because I enjoy being in the outdoors, not because I want to make a YouTube video and show people, you know, carrying £60, £70 of the kit. And that's not a dig at people that do it, it's just that we're all different. I do this for my own mental health reasons. And mental health is one of those things that blokes just don't talk about. 16 guys a day ultimately kill themselves, commit suicide for various reasons. That's 2/3 more than females. Now I know from my own coaching, my own coachees, the majority of women. Very seldom will I get a bloke coming to me for help on coaching mental health issues. For some reason guys seem to think that this version of toxic masculinity is still there. We need to be there all the time, do things, be strong. Sometimes it's not about doing that. Sometimes it is about sitting down, having a good cry and thinking, I need help. So, if any guys out there want to get in touch, you know where to find me. I never say no. Guess what? Still on the Roman road. Wind's calmed down a bit, so it's a bit easier. Just touch that up a bit. Way off in the distance, I can see the car. Well, I can't see the car. I can see part of the remains of the Roman fort, where the car is parked just below. I'm just going to pan over here. Let's have a look. Over there is an ancient monolith. Don't know whether I can zoom in. There you go. You can just see somebody walking away from it. He's going, or she's going to the left. There's a car there as well. And it's strange to think that this part of the landscape in Wales has been inhabited for tens of thousands of years, and the road that I'm currently walking on has been traipsed up and down by people from all over the world who were part of the Roman army. Not necessarily Romans recruited from all over. Beautiful little birds just flying around there, no idea what they are. Yeah, and they're recruited from all over, which adds to that fantastic cultural mix that we've always had in the UK. Forget all of this recent immigration stuff. We've had hundreds of different nationalities coming to stay, coming to live, marrying, growing up, dying, over tens of thousands of years. But one of the poignant things I often think about is, I'm an ex-soldier myself, and I'm traipsing down this bloody road in a godforsaken landscape, and you can get your grumbling hat on and you think, did those Roman legionnaires do the same grumbling? I.e., did the bitch about the engineers who built the bloody road, because it goes through so many dips, downs, ups, follows the contours, it goes through so many little valleys and rivers and stuff like that. And I'd like to think so, because I think grumbling and bitching, moaning and whining is one of the great things that people should do more of. Obviously you do it safely, because it vents that frustration that we have building up. What you need to do is find somebody to do that bitching, moaning, whining and whinging too. And it doesn't matter what it's about, it gets it out there. And I was having a conversation yesterday with a good friend, a very good friend actually, and we have completely different opinions on a few subjects. But those different opinions are respected and valued, and we are not vicious in discussing them with each other, which is what seems to happen a lot of these days. People get very vicious if you have a different opinion. In fact, I don't think you were allowed to have a different opinion than what the big popular vote says. So you make you stand out a little bit more. So let's just be a little bit kinder, a little bit nicer. Let's reach out and help people more. And certainly you guys, I'm going to keep saying this, and I think my focus is going to change for my dreaming of the outdoors business. If you want to get in touch, come for a walk. Maybe it's not necessarily a day out like this and a night out. Just get in touch. We all need somebody to bitch, moan, whine and whinge to that'll listen. And that maybe might be able to help with whatever issues or problems that you might face. Put them into a bit of perspective and make you feel better, help you get better. And look at this. This is the soldier bitching now. And I'm sort of hoping the topography has changed somewhat since this road was built. Or did the Romans build a bridge? Because these streams just go all over this road and all over this landscape. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Talking to myself. I'm talking to a video actually. I'm going to watch where you go if you don't mind. Yeah, well, I was just going to plough straight through it. Okay, I'll just turn it away. Safely done. Right, now that that young lady has shown me the path, I'm going to bitch and moan about the legionnaires with their open-toed sandals ploughing through this and bitching about their engineer corps who put things like this there. Right, back on the road, uphill, down dale. Talk to you later. So, still on the Roman road, that's where we're coming from. And this is the Roman river that follows the Roman road. It doesn't actually follow it, that is the path of the road. So, if I could go back in time, I'd certainly be having a chat with these engineer people in Rome. Sort your crap out. That's way over the ankles as well. Poo buggers. Anyway, I can see the main road signs up there, so I'm going to crack on. So that's the route that I came up onto that ridge line, right the way along, right the way down, away into the distance there, and then basically followed a Roman road all the way back. It's a metalled road, and we're just about there now. So, see you soon. There's the bridge, and I can see the car, but you probably can't. That's the ridge line that I walked up, and I'm now on handheld rather than with the gimbal. Whoa, that fence was a bit wobbly. So I'm going to follow the fence line down towards the bridge, if I can, and find the path. There's a path that goes there. So excuse the bumpy stuff and the potential lack of sound. I'm going to go down to the bridge, clean the boots off before I get back into my nice clean. Clean. I'll not be able to get it valeted for 12 friggin' months. I should beep that bit out actually, because I'm a lazy bugger and I don't clean it myself. So yes, anyway, clean, dirty car, hoovering it, but to be honest, with the 2 beaded collies that I've got, it does need valeting every couple of months just to get rid of all of the excess hair that they shed, even more than my excess hair. Oh, what an absolutely stunning morning. I mean, just look at it. How can you not just love walking in this? I'm not quite sure what the time is already, but I've already done my 12,000 steps that my Fitbit's set to. I can quickly see the car there. All of the windows are still intact. That's good. Whenever you go camping, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you leave the car. Well, this looks interesting. Yeah, nerve-wracking when you leave the car. Is it going to be there when you get back? Or is it going to be, whoops, a daisy. Oh, thank goodness I've got good sense of balance. He says, looking at the ground in front of him. I'm going to have to clean my boots, definitely. There he is. Oh, good grief. Oh, good sense of balance, and he goes ass over tit. Anyway, there we go, we're nearly there. One last bit. Oh, thank goodness there's a stone in the stream. Step over. And there we go. That's the walk. Let's just show you a little bit, if I can. So, Brecon Beacons National Park. What can I do? What can't I do? The terrain, that kind of thing. Now, yeah, be able to show you on here. So where are we? So up there, went up that path, got to about there, cut down, followed a Roman road, just as where that finger is the stream there, and then back. Not quite sure how many miles, I'll have to look on my OS map. But as you can see, we're not too far. Condu, Pennyvan, Cribbin, and Istrafelt. If anybody wants to go around the waterfalls at Istrafelt, please get in touch if you're in South Wales. They are superb. Absolutely fantastic. So back to the car. Take the boots off, take the rucksack off, sorry, take the boots off, have a paddle in the stream. Had my breakfast already, obviously, but I do have a high metabolism, so I will eat a lot, so I might find a local McDonald's. Really shouldn't say things like that, should I? Anyway, let's open this car. And there we go. That's the boot of a walker's car and a camper's car. What a fabulous time I've had. What an absolutely fabulous time I've had. I'll just sit down. Take that off. It is fantastic. Just to get out, chill out, spend some time in the great outdoors. Because that's the thing that really clears my head. When I've got some serious thinking time to do. Sorry, when I've got some serious thinking I need to do. Doing this gives me the time to do it. And to be honest, I had a better night's sleep than I do at home. Strangely enough. Oh, excuse me. Why the thinking time? Well, I'm off down to Taunton to see somebody that turned into a YouTube, somebody that originally started as a YouTube friend and a sort of a Zoom friend. And they've asked me to do a little bit of coaching for them for something that's coming up for them, very personal to them, and that's really good for me, so I'm really looking forward to that. And this trip, this one that I've just done, was so I can get my head around how I can help that individual more, put my plan of action together, put my thoughts together, clear the space in my head so that I've got space for that person to come into my head and I can help them like that. And to me, that's what coaching, whoops, let's see if I can get rid of mine. And to me, that's what coaching is all about. as a coach, I need to make space for other people inside my head. And if you do too much of that, I keep looking away, I keep looking up here, and it's not, the camera's down in the bottom bit. And if you don't get rid of that stuff from other people, you soon lose focus, you soon lose track. So that helped me put things into perspective for other people I'm helping with, other people I've been involved with. So I've got space for this new person. So right, McDonald's. Dreaming of the outdoors.